This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. We're glad you could be with us on this busy start to your Thursday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope you're having a fabulous start to your day.
It is now 6:30, and the California community is still in shock this morning after that mass shooting at a social services building that killed more than a dozen people. We have the very latest on the investigation.
Army officials say 2 pilots are dead after their helicopter crashed during routine training yesterday near Fort Campbell.
And how some local businesses are continuing to support and show their support to a fallen Richmond police officer's family.
And we're looking outside, seeing those 30s out and about. It is pretty cold outside this morning. Now, as we track off into your afternoon, it gets better, but it's still 40 degrees. That's a chilly day in store. I'll show you a nice warming trend heading throughout your weekend, and even some sunshine. Finally, I'll have that coming up.
All right, look forward to that. Let's get right to the news. At least 14 people are dead, 17 people are hurt after a mass shooting in California.
Yesterday's shooting in San Bernardino is the deadliest since 2012 when 26 people were killed at Sandy Hook Elementary School. The investigation into why this happened still unfolding at this hour, and Polo Sandoval is in San Bernardino, where police are still searching for a motive.
The families who call this part of California home have truly struggled to find an answer to that lingering question, which is why police investigators have worked overnight trying to really piece together the evidence that they have so far as they try to determine a motive. But at this point, terrorism is not being ruled out.
We have not ruled out terrorism.
The investigation into yesterday's attack at the Inland Regional Center in San Bernardino, California still begs more questions than police have answers, with law enforcement searching for a motive behind the shooting. The 2 assailants, identified as 28-year-old Saeed Farouk and 27-year-old Tashfeen Malik, are dead following a chase and shootout with police. Farouk was an employee of the center working as a health department specialist and had attended the holiday party where the attack happened. He's said to have left the party angry and returned with Malik shortly after, both wearing tactical gear and carrying assault rifles, pistols, and explosives. Farouk's brother-in-law spoke out in the hours after the shooting, expressing shock about the attack and offering condolences for the victims.
Why would he do something like this? I have absolutely no idea. I'm in shock myself.
The chase started here, Farouk's townhome in Redlands near the attack site. It ended in a hail of bullets back in San Bernardino.
It's heartbreaking to see another mass shooting in this great country. In my beautiful state, innocent people, children, looks like a war zone. And it's not enough to keep lamenting these things. We have to take action.
And even at this hour, still a very active crime scene about 10 minutes from here, which is Farouk's townhome. We're told that investigators have surrounded the residence, but they're hesitant to actually go inside, fearing that it's been rigged with explosives. So they are taking extra precautions there. As for the Inland Regional Center, which is where it all began, we're told that investigators are still processing that crime scene. They haven't even been able to remove the bodies of those 15 victims quite yet. Reporting in San Bernardino, California, I'm Polo Sandoval, WKYT.
Well, thank you. And of course, the latest coming up from CBS This Morning at the top of the hour. Now, developing news this morning. 2 pilots are dead after a crash near a Kentucky military base.
A helicopter went down near Fort Campbell, just past the Tennessee border outside the town of Clarksville. WKYT's Mark Barber is closely tracking the investigation into what happened. He's joining us now from the studio.
Good morning. There is a lot of new information coming out on this crash in just the past few hours, Rebecca. We're learning that the 2 pilots who were killed when that helicopter went down were part of the Army's 101st Airborne Division. Take a look now at this aerial footage from the crash. You can see the wreckage there still burning when rescue teams got to the scene. According to the Army, the 2-seat Apache helicopter went down around 7 last night on a routine training mission. The helicopter crashed on a washed-up riverbed 12 miles south of Fort Campbell there in Montgomery County, Tennessee. Neighbors are saying when the helicopter hit the ground, the force of the crash actually shook their homes. The Army is searching for answers this morning. You can still see crews there beside the smoking wreckage, trying to figure out how this happened on a routine training mission. The names of the 2 pilots who died have not been released yet because the coroner is still trying to reach their families to tell them what happened. This helicopter crash is coming at a very difficult time for the soldiers in the 101st Airborne Division. Many of them have been deployed in support of contingency operations, but they will start returning to base over the next few days for what will certainly be a very difficult homecoming there at Fort Campbell. Rebecca, back to you.
Thank you, Mark. New this morning, police are investigating an overnight break-in at a Lexington restaurant. They think the suspect got in through the roof. Police say the manager of Zaxby's on West New Circle Road called them a little after 2 this morning. That person said they could see someone on camera walking around inside the store. There were no obvious signs of a break-in until police checked that roof. It's not clear what, if anything, the suspect actually got away with.
Your time is 6:35 on WKYT this morning. Still a lot of unanswered questions this hour over in Anderson County, where state police say they found 2 people dead inside a home. Investigators say they went to the home on Ruland Drive yesterday, but before neighbors knew what was going on, they were suddenly told to evacuate from their homes. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is at our live desk now to explain all the circumstances of this. Good morning.
Good morning. And these neighbors telling WKYT they were evacuated from their homes and that it was like a scene out of a movie. The Kentucky State Police SWAT team was present, and you can see from this woman's picture, police behind their cars with guns drawn.
No, nerves is all out of whack, you know. It's very, very sad.
According to the Anderson News, when initial calls came in, the man inside threatened police, saying, quote, there would be a bloodbath if they showed up at the home. The newspaper says yesterday afternoon, police received calls of possible shots fired in the home just outside of Lawrenceburg. When police arrived, they say they had to use an explosive device to get inside the home. That's when, according to police, a man and woman's body were discovered inside the home. State police say they don't believe others were in any danger. Now, we are working to get more information on the story. We do know police are investigating this as a murder-suicide. At the live desk, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Well, the community is helping the family of a Madison County baby who police say was badly injured by his babysitter. Last week, police charged Bessie Perkins with criminal abuse. The baby, 4-month-old Colton Renner, is still in the hospital. Friends of Colton's family are raising money to help his family pay bills. His parents have taken off work to be with him in the hospital. State police say Perkins also injured a second infant. Both of the babies were at her home when their injuries happened.
Also new this morning, Richmond police are needing your help in identifying a woman who they say stole some Christmas gifts. A surveillance camera caught the woman in the act. Police say she stole the gifts off of a porch on Park Drive yesterday. The car she was driving is maroon. Police say it has a spare tire on the right front or a missing hubcap. Richmond police are hoping someone will recognize her and contact them. A Lexington woman has been arrested in connection to a drive-by shooting. New this morning, Savannah Adkins is now charged with 4 counts of wanton endangerment. On Halloween morning, police say she was driving the car involved in the shooting on West 6th Street. On that day, a woman called police to say that someone had shot through her upstairs window while she and her children were sleeping.
Well, it has been nearly a month since a Richmond police officer died after being shot in the line of duty. And since then, people and businesses around Madison County have joined forces to help the officer's family. Surge Promotions printed thousands of shirts as a tribute to Officer Daniel Ellis. Word got out and those shirts sold within an hour. The company plans to give all the proceeds, $37,000, to Officer Ellis's family.
It's more than we could have ever expected, and the amount of support we had from the community, it was absolutely overwhelming, and it was humbling to us to see the community rally together like they did.
Surge Promotions has stopped printing those t-shirts for now, so they will have time to give that family that money.
Certainly an overwhelming response there to that. Well, new this morning, Eastern Kentucky University is now planning to build 2 new dorms. Following the lead of some other state universities, including UK, the Herald Leader says EKU will partner with 2 private developers for a $75 million project. The 2 new dorms will have 1,100 beds total, and they're planning to open them in the fall of 2017. They'll be replacing Martin Hall and Brockton Block on Kit Carson Drive. It's not a done deal just yet, though. The Herald Leader says the contract won't be finalized until next month, and it will also have to be approved by the Kentucky General Assembly.
The U.S. House has approved a bill that would scale back the federal government's role in American education. The bill would give states decision-making power over how to use students' test performance in assessing teachers in schools, and it would end federal efforts to encourage academic standards like Common Core. But the bill would keep a testing requirement from the No Child Left Behind Act. that many parents and teachers oppose. The Senate will vote on the bill next week. President Obama is expected to sign it.
Governor-elect Matt Bevin has chosen his Secretary of the Labor Cabinet, and it is a name familiar to UK football fans. Derek Ramsey has been appointed to the position. He's currently the athletic director at Coppin State University. Ramsey played quarterback for UK back in the 1970s. He later won a Super Bowl with the Oakland Raiders. After his playing career, Ramsey spent time as a community relations officer at UK and later as Deputy Secretary of Commerce in Kentucky during Ernie Fletcher's administration. So a familiar face coming back to work in Frankfort. Well, you might notice an unwelcome change if you're heading out the door this morning.
More and more gas stations in Lexington raising their prices. On Winchester Road, stations now selling a gallon of regular unleaded for $1.99. There's one holdout, Speedway, still selling gas this morning for $1.67 at last check. The Shell station actually dropped from $1.99 to $1.89. Even with the jump, gas prices are still lower than they were this time last year. I was thinking that the Speedway maybe did that on purpose by keeping their price a little bit lower. Since, you know, it's $1.99 or $1.89 at the Shell right across the street.
Right.
So it might be a good tactic, you know?
Yeah, I could kind of keep an eye on
But
each
they're
other.
always packed.
Time this morning is 6:41.
Let's check to see how traffic is moving this morning.
Let's go to Officer Don with a check on live drive traffic. Still a little hoarse this morning, but Don, you're a trooper. We appreciate you.
Hey, we're getting through it. Just don't get too close to your TV. I want you to catch this. But other than that, we're in pretty good shape. 75 north and southbound looks good. Inner and outer loops of the circle are okay, and as we get a live look at the overall picture of traffic flow this morning, you can see not a lot of red that we're dealing with. You have the construction zones, things happening there, starting to pick up, but shouldn't be a major issue for you on the way in, at least as of right now. And our drive times looking pretty good. 75 north and southbound across the Clays Ferry Bridge, normal traffic flow. Also 64 heading into Clark County or heading into Frankfort looks pretty good as well. So you're dealing with about 12 minutes from Nicholasville, 18 minutes from Paris, 22 minutes from Winchester, and 32 minutes from Richmond toward Lexington. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, and Officer Don and Deanna are over there on 98.1 The Bull when you get in your car this morning. It's 6:42. A lot more WKYT this morning is on your way.
She thought she was getting a speeding ticket, but ended up getting something that left her shocked for quite a while. We'll take a look at a surprising ending to a traffic stop after weather.
Today will be the coldest day in the forecast, but will remain dry and kind of chilly tomorrow. But off towards the weekend, actually looks really good. I'll show you an improving forecast coming up.